In this video, I will explain a type of logical fallacy called the appeal to ignorance. I'll begin with a general explanation of the fallacy, followed by 3 real-life examples of people using this fallacy. Hopefully, by the end of the video, you will be able to spot and deal with someone using this fallacy. Before I begin, I need to issue a disclaimer. As I am using real-world examples, I am not harassing anyone that happens to have these views. My purpose is to encourage critical thinking, and real-life examples are useful for explaining valid and invalid arguments. A logical fallacy is a type of argument using invalid reasoning. It is a bad argument. Bad because its conclusion is not necessarily correct. Let's have a look at the general forms of this fallacy. Nobody knows about Z, so it must be true. Nobody has shown Z is false, therefore Z must be true. I can't see how Z is true, so it must be false. In each of these, you are forming a conclusion about Z, but basing it on ignorance. Nobody knows. I can't see how. This is the ignorance or lack of evidence that I'm talking about. A lack of evidence is no evidence at all. It only demonstrates your own ignorance. If nobody knows, then that also includes the person making the claim. They too do not know, and if they don't know, then they cannot claim it is true or false. It is fallacious to claim that something is true or false based on a lack of evidence. The burden of proof must be with the claimer. Let's see some examples of people making this mistake.
And the Earth is flat.
There are people on this planet that believe the Earth is flat. They believe it looks like this: the North Pole in the center with Antarctica on the edge. Some of them believe there is an ice wall around the edge, presumably to stop you from falling off. When asked about this edge or outer rim, they might say, the Antarctic Treaty forbids people from going there. In other words, there is a wall on the edge of the Earth in Antarctica because nobody is allowed to go there. Hopefully you can see why this is fallacious. If no one is allowed to go there, or at least no flat earther can go there, then how can he say there is a wall there? How can he say there is an edge there? By saying this, the flat earther is attempting to shift the burden of proof away from him, and thereby avoid questions concerning the edge of the Earth. How convenient.
No, this is my home now. Thanks to you, my career is over, and I will spend the rest of my life here in Texas, trying to teach evolution to creationists.
The theory of evolution through natural selection is what many people believe explains the origins and history of life on Earth. However, there are some people who believe that an intelligent creator was responsible for creating all life on the planet. To counter the evolution argument, they might say, I can't see how an ape can turn into a human, therefore my creator must have created us. In other words, I don't understand evolution, therefore my creation belief must be true. Hopefully you can see why this is fallacious. Not understanding evolution is a form of ignorance. This in itself is fine. There is nothing wrong in admitting this. Indeed, it can be beneficial. But it is invalid to use that ignorance to justify a belief. By using this fallacy, the creationist is shifting the burden of proof away from them. Rather than explain their own belief, the creationist is attempting to force somebody else to explain their belief.
UFOs? Any UFOs? Did you ask about that?
Certainly asked about it.
And?
Can't tell you. Sorry.
Okay.
Over the past century, there have been many sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs. Many remain shrouded in mystery, sometimes because of government censorship, but mainly because we just don't know what the object was. It's fair to say the ordinary person remains ignorant of what the object actually was. Some people who have observed such objects claim these to be alien spacecraft. When asked what they saw, they might respond with, "I saw something. I've explained this to you, and you still can't tell me what I saw. It was an alien spacecraft." In other words, they believe they saw an alien spacecraft because nobody else can tell them what it was that they saw. This is fallacious. The person is claiming to have seen alien spacecraft, but provides no evidence for this. By pushing the burden of proof away from them, they avoid having to explain their belief. Of course, it is also wrong to claim that this person is stupid or lying. They likely did see something. The U in UFO is clear. They saw something, but we just don't know what. If you see someone use this fallacy, politely point it out and explain why it is fallacious. If they have made an honest mistake, help them to improve their argument and understanding of the issue. Doing so will benefit both of you. Of course, some people knowingly use this fallacy because it shifts the burden of proof away from them. In any case, don't fall for it. As Christopher Hitchens once said, "What can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence." So that concludes the video. I hope you are now better prepared for people using this fallacy. And if not, then I can't see how nobody would like this video or subscribe to the channel. Therefore, you must like and subscribe.